Somebody call the doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are getting back to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. This is season 1, episode 5, and this show just continues to knock me off where I think it's going, and then something completely terrible happens like what we saw in the last episode. So I have no idea what to expect, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect in this one as well, but I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to find out what the scarred man has up his sleeve this time.
Yeah, look, I'm loving the mix between kind of some of the way they do some comedy with the different animation styles and the serious nature of some of the things that are happening. Can't wait for episode 5.
All right, without further ado, then let's go!
Folks, before we get started today, we wanted to give a shout out to our official sponsor of our Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood reactions, Stylin' Boxes. Stylin' Boxes are the perfect gift for collectors, super fans, and anyone obsessed with pop culture, because not only do they get a box full of awesome stuff,
They get the thrill of being surprised. You pick the theme: movies, TV shows, horror, anime, retro cartoons, and what's inside is always a total win.
There are over 150 different boxes to choose from, and some of them include rare, hard-to-find items you just won't stumble across at the store.
each box comes with 5 to 8 officially licensed items. Collectibles, wearables, mugs, props, socks, bags, blankets, stuff that makes you say, yeah, I'm definitely keeping this.
And here's the kicker: the value of what you get is always more than what you spend. So not only is it fun, it's actually a great deal.
And you don't have to worry about sizing. Every wearable item is one size fits all or adjustable. Hats, socks, blankets, bags. It's grab and go fandom.
And once again, all the items are high quality and officially licensed. No knockoff junk, just legit merch made for real fans.
So if you're shopping for a fan or you are the fan, Stylin' Boxes is a no-brainer.
Pick a theme.
Open it up.
And get ready to wish that you had ordered too. You can get yours today at stylinboxes.com. Once again, grab yours today at stylinboxes.com.
Here we go.
In order to learn more about the field of bioalchemy, Ed and Al visited the home of Shao Tucker. There they befriended Tucker's young
Didn't need to see this again.
Exactly.
He used Nina and Alexander to create a talking chimera.
This one's going to be real uplifting, I'm sure.
Well, what do you have there, Ed?
It's a present. I transmuted it.
You're your father's son, all right. But
If you can do
Couldn't you make mommy better, Ed?
Oh.
No.
Hey.
Are you all right? You were dreaming.
Oh, I just...
Don't forget about that one too easily.
you're up awfully early.
What's going to happen to Tucker and Nina?
Ooh, they don't know.
They've been murdered. I was just heading over to the scene now.
We're coming with you.
Ooh.
You can't.
You don't need to see this.
He's always one step ahead of us.
God has given us a great trial, my children, but we must hold tight to our
This guy.
fight in the name of the great god Leto!
That man speaks nothing but lies. Hold your tongue.
Did you not hear him say the speech?
Oh, here she is. Oh.
All of them. Fools indeed. Sad but true.
Sorry to have to put you to all of this trouble. The Full Metal Boys' interference was irritating, but at least we were able to make it work in our favor.
Wrecking the city?
Humans are such simple creatures.
Carving rivers of blood.
Oh, Jesus.
The human race is made up of violent, miserable fools.
Can I eat all of them?
What the hell?
By the way, Envy, could you lose the old man costume?
If you insist.
Envy.
What's going on here? Can I eat him? Can I?
Oh,
well.
Guess that's a yes.
Shao Tucker, that alchemist in East City, he's dead.
Isn't that where the Flame Colonel's staying right now?
And apparently the Fullmetal Brat's there, too.
He's an important sacrifice.
That was so yummy!
Ugh.
Damn.
This-
Oh my God.
the way they do it is.
Our target is both unidentified and elusive. He took down Old Man Gron. You should increase your escort and lay low for a while. You and Tucker are the only state alchemist of note in this area, right?
Oh no.
Oh.
Alchemy is the science of understanding the flow of matter and its laws. Everything circulates. We must accept the flow. Teacher sure drummed that into our heads, didn't she?
Oh.
Trying desperately to figure out a way to do the impossible. Thought maybe the rain would wash away some of this gloom that's following me.
I can't feel the rain hitting my face. I just want to be human again.
Boy, Ed and Al are going through it.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
No, you don't.
Jesus.
How are we going to get out of this one?
Making enemies isn't something that I never really avoided it.
As long as there are creators like you in the world, there must also be destroyers. Gutsy one, aren't you?
Oh, a swing and a miss.
Slow, Junior.
Oh, the armor.
Oh, no.
You're too slow. Most unusual. Then I will have to start by destroying this abhorrent right arm of...
Oh, no. Oh!
What the fuck, guys? We're this. Wow.
5th episode?
Am I the only one you're trying to kill today?
Fullmetal Alchemist, you are the only one who is receiving judgment today.
Promise me you won't hurt my brother.
I will keep that promise.
What's he got planned?
You won't be killing anybody else today.
All right, they showed up.
I will eliminate you as well. Oh, is that right?
Colonel Mustang, sir!
What's Roy gonna do?
You know who I am, and you still want to challenge me.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Dual
bro's
wielding.
Dodging bullets.
You're useless on rainy days. Please stay back.
It's kind of hard to get a spark going.
Oh, jeez, you didn't think about that?
I will destroy all who interfere with my mission right here and now. I'd like to see you try it.
Oh. Missed.
Why don't you start by defeating me?
Oh, Armstrong. Whoa!
That's the same man who murdered Mr. Tucker and his daughter.
We don't want to destroy the city, do we? You must destroy to create.
Did he have to strip?
Collateral damage.
Stages of the transmutation process are construction, deconstruction, and reconstruction.
Doesn't that mean he's strayed from whatever his ways of God are too?
What would be his reasons for only targeting alchemists with state certification? He won't be an easy one.
He hasn't even laid a hit on him, though.
No.
There it is.
Oh! Did we get him?
Oh, shit.
Red eyes and brown skin, that means he's... Of course he's in Ishvalan.
You're not getting away.
You were saying?
Bastard is in the sewers.
It was all I could do to keep myself from being killed.
It's going.
Yeah.
I thought it best to lay low. You didn't think about maybe backing us up? Of course not. Don't just stand there. We've got things to do.
Hal, talk to me.
There's got to be a really long story behind this one.
Not as long as you'd think.
Why didn't you run away when I told you to? Idiot!
Just.
Survival is the only way, Ed. Find a way to get our bodies back and help people like Nina. I won't allow you to abandon the possibility of hope. Oh!
Oh!
We're really falling apart, aren't we, brother?
I've stumbled into an extra special kind of freak show.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone upstairs.
And now we know he's Ishvalan.
Ishvalan.
They believed that their god Ishvala was the one absolute creator. There were still conflicts between us and them. A military officer accidentally shot and killed an Ishvalan child.
Ooh.
The rebellion had spread to the whole eastern sector. An order came down from the military high command to exterminate Ishval.
Ooh.
The state alchemists produced striking results.
Wow.
There's no justification for taking revenge on people who had nothing to do with it.
Well, there's that too.
Next time, there will be no more talk. Got it?
Yes, sir.
What are you two going to do now?
We have to get my arm back to normal. I'm the only one who knows how to bond your soul to the armor.
Cue the workshop.
Oh, we getting upgrades?
Oh, or old
Come on.
I mean,
leave us hanging like that.
I knew it was coming, but come on.
I know.
God, I think I barely said anything that episode because I was just so into it.
Yeah,
wow, what a
this
great
episode, this show is, look, it's just awesome. I was a little bit nervous, jumping into it only because I knew it was going to be different, and we had so much fun with Attack on Titan, absolutely loved Death Note, and this was, a little bit different just in terms of, the animation, and it's a whole different world that you got to kind of get ready to jump into. And now after, having these 5 episodes, they've done a really good job of showing us all the different characters and all the players, everybody who's involved. Of course, we have our enemies, lust, envy, and gluttony, which is, I've used the word jarring on this show before, and I just think that describes it so well because the animation and the way gluttony, for example, is drawn here, it doesn't match the way that he acts on screen and like the disgusting things that he does and eating people and everything else. It's like it doesn't match, and it's such a weird thing to wrap your head around. Lust and envy, they're a little bit more of what you would think the way they act for the way they're drawn. But again, we went back to episode 4 and they hit us in the feels again with Nina and everything that happened with that. And you can see how Alan and Ed are trying to deal with this and trying to move forward. And now they got to deal with Scar, who is apparently powerful enough to take on a whole army of alchemists and not even worry about it. Like, he was ready to take them all on without even a second thought. So all that being said, I really like how they're flushing out all the characters here, the story that they're giving us, and it's such a heavy story that is completely opposite of, at least for me, the way the animation is done. Like if you took all the sound out and all the story and just showed somebody the animation, you think, oh, it's kind of light and playful and fun, maybe similar to the way, Avatar was or something like that. Until you have gluttony eating people covered in blood saying it's yummy. And then, of course, some of the heavy things that we're hit with. So again, this is just another episode that just continues a young story in, for us only being on episode 5, but just continuing it. And I absolutely love it. I was nervous starting a new anime here, but I'm glad that this one is as good as it is. And thank you all for recommending it.
Yeah, I just love the overall balance of it. I mean, because we will have, our comedy, we'll have our levity. Then we have our hard-hitting things like the end of the last episode was so hard to take in at the end, especially with what happened with Nina Alexander and then what Scar did. And we kicked off this episode right back where we were. Yeah. And, I think we were just like Ed and Al, we wanted to get back out there and we wanted to find who was responsible. And, but, Hawkeye was right. I was like, no, you don't need to see this. Not yet, not now. So then when, Scar came to them, and I think now that he found out that that's who's responsible, gave him a bigger sense of things. But what I loved was that Al hitting Ed and tell him, hey, what good are you if you're gone?
Yeah.
Hey, I know we're in it together, but what sense does it make you marching in to your own demise when you're the only one that can do what we can do? And that's why at the end too, I love that Ed was like, you know what, you're right. I'm the only one that can do the arm. I'm the only one that can do the armor. Yep. I'm the only one that can do that, which is a huge part of this show and what they're trying to do with getting their bodies back to normal. And now they gave us a nice little tease at the end there, paying a visit to their old mechanic. So I'm definitely ready for that, to see who that is. But and we saw how strong Scar is. I mean, and then Mustang tried going in,
forgot it's raining.
Forgot it's raining, and just then right then and there again, the slight little levity. Oh yeah, forgot.
Yeah,
doesn't work in the rain. And well, then even I can't remember his name real quick. He came in. He's like, "What good am I in this kind of battle, guys? Like, what good am I?"
Yep.
And he's truthful in that. So another really good episode that it tickles all the senses.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for a civil war. I don't know about you, Oak.
Those would be emotions. Look, this was. It's so interesting, and Quinn, you touched on it a little bit. It's so interesting the way they're mixing what I guess you could kind of consider lighthearted animation and very heavy subject matter. Very heavy subject matter. So it's interesting because visually, like you said, it's like, oh, wow, that's disturbing. But it's like, and it like take some like, and of course this is this is brand new to us, this show, right?
Yep.
And even this animation style anime, it's newer to us. So I try liking it to something that we're used to, like some sort of animated style, like, oh, take the Care Bears or something and have it be like a really, really heavy story.
Yeah.
Right? Or like, oh, we're going to have I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Take some very, something that you consider to be lighthearted and like my little guy likes to watch, Coco Melon. We'll take little JJ and his family and have them talk about crazy stuff like this, and it throws you off in a good way, right? It's like, wow, it's like conflicting visually and emotionally, and of course the remnants of last episode, getting back to that, talking about what happened and. Then you got Scar going and taking out these alchemists, but it's like,
and you find out why.
Yeah, that gets real heavy. So, I mean, again, we've said it before, and we're only 5 episodes in, so I think it's we're early enough in this series to repeat a handful of times how heavy the subject matter is. But they're doing a really good job of telling the story. Answer, you did a great job of bringing up the like, hey, look. We can't have you losing your life here because then the whole bringing Mother back and you're the only person, Ed's the only person that knows how to bond the armor to Al's soul, as we know. So yeah, very, very heavy. I always get a kick out of when people are about to like lose their life to somebody and they say, promise me you won't hurt them, and it's like they're about to take you out. They have no, I mean,
they have no morals.
Unless you're the person who really believes like, hey, there's some sort of honor code and your word is your bond. Like, you really believe that, it's, if nothing else, it's just a witness to see what happens. So, it was good that our crew came in time to kind of save the day-ish, although they weren't very effective in doing much. So, it's going to be real interesting to see how they're going to approach Scar. Whether he's going to be a main baddie moving forward, or because look, they had their whole team on him. Of course, our guy who was doing the fire stuff couldn't really do anything with the rain. So we had our big dude come in and for as powerful as he wasn't really able to accomplish much. Now I do think it looks like if you had a big enough team, I mean, because when Scar was kind of distracted, they were able to catch him with a bullet. So it's one of those things
Graze.
Graze. But I mean, they could have, if they had about 4 or 5 more people popping off rounds, maybe they could have hit him. But we don't know what his power capabilities are. So another great episode. Can't wait to see.
Yeah, well, they showed us that little bit at the end about the Civil War. I mean, is Scar going to end up being justified? Is that something that, as a viewer, they're going to take us on this ride of, the guy who you initially think is the enemy ends up being justified in what he's doing, and then you find out with the brothers, maybe they find out the government they're working for apparently isn't the nicest thing in the world, given what they did.
Well, because we always look at the general and always like, I know
we were worried about the general,
so we're always worried about him as well. So
yeah, I don't know. I'm fully expecting to go on some kind of crazy emotional ride where my loyalties are questioned and what I thought I knew.
Oh, I think they will.
I mean, again, only episode 5, folks. Just insane.
Oh, look at that. 5 in, 59 to go. Look, this is so much fun. Thank you all for joining us with us. So for Apple and Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals. So how does this rank for you, Quinn?
I really like this intro song.
You do like it?
Yeah. This is up there with the first season of Attack on Titan intro music.
Scar, the man who was responsible for killing a string of...
Yeah, the Scar.
But thanks to the intervention of Colonel Mustang and the military, Ed was able to escape with his life. They decided to return to their home in Rizambul to seek help in repairing their bodies.
Road of Hope.
The folks at the Eastern Command Center were a little too busy to make it down here today.
Would you mind telling me what the Major's doing?
Look at the stars around him.
Children could be so stubborn.
Hey, shut up! I'm no child!
Jeez, guy.
Arrow.
Some kind of farm animal.
Oh, it's time.
It's me, Alex Louis Armstrong from Central.
Oh,
Oh,
freaking out.
He's from Central. He was researching into possible medical applications of alchemy.
Guy like this doctor might know some useful things about bioalchemy.
Do you know who this person is? The art of portraiture has been passed down to the Armstrong.
generations.
Dr. Morrow came here.
You see this big bright flash of light and then you're cured just like that.
Oh, using the alchemy.
Interesting.
Hello?
Oh,
Pete Bro didn't even hesitate.
Jesus.
I don't ever want to go back. I won't be tricked by you.
Alphonse!
What the cartoon?
What was that? What was that?
You took top secret materials with you.
To have to dirty my hands researching that thing was too much.
What exactly was it you were ordered to do research on?
The Philosopher's Stone.
Oh.
And the stone itself.
You mean you still have it?
In my jacket pocket?
How can that be the stone? It's a liquid.
He's gonna take it. Oh. Oh.
It is not necessarily a stone.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If imitation stones this powerful can be produced, who's to say a complete product can't be created?
Thank you for the explanation.
I need access to your research materials.
This boy is a state alchemist, Doctor.
What? But he's only a child.
Oh, boy. Oh, he didn't yell at him.
If this is a mistake, then it's a mistake I have to make. There is no other way.
Wow.
So you've committed the taboo. Maybe one as talented as you would be able to produce a complete Philosopher's Stone. If you chase the stone, you will go through hell.
I've already been through
I was gonna
hell.
say.
Yeah.
Please just leave.
Seems like they're giving up kind of easy.
Yeah. I think somebody with that much knowledge would be somebody they would want to try to have a little bit more contact with.
He never. Hey, remember, he says he never gives up on anybody.
Yeah.
They said.
You could have taken it from the doctor by force.
We don't want it so badly that we'd be willing to deprive this town of their only doctor to get it.
Now we'll just have to look for some other way to do it.
Wait.
I didn't give up.
This is where my materials are. Start looking here.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
I hope the day will come when you are able to restore your bodies.
Just a couple of notes and that's it.
National Central Library, first branch.
Finding one book in that giant library will be difficult indeed.
Finally, another clue about the stone.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I don't like that
no.
they're giving
No.
us this shot. Scar gonna be in there somehow?
For you.
No,
Even worse. See you later.
Oh dear, what have you done now?
Well,
Can you fix us up? This is Major Alex Louis Armstrong.
the dog's got an arm.
You've gone and grown smaller.
You're supposed to say how big you've grown lately, Ed.
But why would I say so?
The wrench.
Got him.
Thought I told you to call first when you're heading back here for maintenance.
Wait, Ray.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a little smashed up.
You a little smashed up too, Al?
Look at that. Al.
Oh.
Is there any chance you can have it done in a week?
3 days.
That's 3 all-nighters. But you better believe you're going to pay a fortune in rush order.
Oh, there you go.
It's usually how it works.
What's the point of that?
Making firewood.
The one you requested.
See?
Thank you. He said he was going off to visit his mother's grave. What kind of lives are the boys leading these days?
Ed and Al are well known for their alchemy. The Elric brothers are strong boys.
Strong boys.
Oh,
Just yelling at the guy.
You speak of the Elrics as though they were your grandsons.
The boy's father is an old drinking pal of mine. One day, he up and left the village, abandoning his wife and sons.
Unanswered questions.
Come to think of it, where are young Winry's parents?
purposely covering his face.
Yep.
My son and his wife were surgeons. They went to the battlefield to do what they could. Oh, looks like it's about time for me to get supper started. You look like you could eat a lot.
A lot of protein.
What about the house they grew up in?
They burned down their own house.
What unyielding love to try and bring your mother back to life.
Oh, I got the whole story.
He didn't know everything. Swiping back. He's always got a strip. I love it.
That dog was all.
Look at you working hard so early in the morning.
Been up all night.
You must be almost done.
One more all-nighter. Get out!
When you're trying to work and
oh god, it's the worst.
Look at the dog just laying on the backside of itself.
The stone sitting in Central Library somewhere? I get so impatient.
It's all ready.
All right.
Ready?
That's the worst part every time, when the nerves have to connect like that.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Our biggest source of income. I'll be sad to see you go.
It's just so lovely. The smell of oil, the hum of the... Wonderful you are, Automail.
Crazy gearhead.
Crazy gearhead.
I increased the percentage of chrome this time, so it should be less prone to rusting.
Hey, listen up!
Al, it's your turn. That's the medium between Al's soul and the armor, so I have to be sure not to ruin it.
Interesting.
Boom, just like that.
Time to head to Central and find Dr. Marco's documents.
Well, as long as Ed's okay, Al can always be fixed pretty easily.
And I think that's also why Al was like, yeah, don't go getting yourself taken out.
To think someone as young and as small as he is.
I'm so grateful to you for always welcoming us like we're really family.
Family.
We know he feels that way too.
Armstrong.
God.
Give him a hug again.
You should come back once in a while and have dinner with us.
You want us to come all this way into the mountains just for some dinner?
Come back soon, Kay.
Come on. Oh, come on. Oh,
well,
once again.
It was nice to have an episode that wasn't quite as traumatizing, and we just got to have a little...
unless you're Armstrong listening to the story
well,
as to what everything was going on.
That's true, but he came around and definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, this was fun seeing Armstrong, be a little bit different and kind of goofy, and seeing that side of him. Of course, we got to... it was good to know, and maybe they touched on it a little bit more, but just to know how quick that Ed is able to heal Al, and I'm wondering if maybe we can even get some improved upgrades later on if we have to. But
she kind of did.
Yeah, they kind of mentioned
because she did the titanium, so it wouldn't rust.
Chrome,
or chrome. I'm sorry, so it wouldn't rust though as much.
But not as strong.
Not as strong.
Well, and the big thing too is that with the Philosopher's Stone, which I kind of laugh at a little bit every time I hear it, because of course you're going to think of Harry Potter, but that it was kind of a liquid, kind of a solid, somewhere in between. And we also had the doctor going back into his house, and I thought they held that scene, or just the fact they even put it in there was interesting. And I thought maybe Scar or somebody else was waiting for him. Nope, turned out to be Lust. So we'll see how that pans out and what she ends up wanting from him to do. So again, it was kind of weird they didn't go back to that, but you know, you got 25-minute episodes. You're not going to be able to hit everything in. And I think they wanted to build some more character development, rather, between Ed and Al and Winry and Granny and even Armstrong in there. So, yeah, again, another great episode. I liked that we got to have a little bit of levity out of this one with as heavy as the last two were. So, yeah, another fantastic episode. And we're diving more into the lore of Fullmetal Alchemist. It's really fun.
Well, and we saw that, you know, Ed doesn't want to like show his affection or anything for a Winry, and it's so like
he's saying he was maybe blushing to answer. That's why he didn't want to turn
his head purposely, you know,
maybe.
Just like they purposely did not show the father's face in any of those pictures. Because I'm pretty sure we have not seen his face, so like he's got to come into play at some point. I can't imagine why. Like when he was at his mother's grave and he kind of turned around to look, I thought maybe we'd see a quick silhouette or something of someone that maybe is the father looking on. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we got a great, you know, where Armstrong got to learn everything about the boys from Granny, and she, you know, that was the thing is it was funny that I love Ed and her and Granny's back and forth because oh, you look like you shrunk since last time. You're supposed to say I'm growing, Granny. Just their back and forth is it always makes me laugh, and then just there is nothing worse, and it'll probably, I don't know if it'll make the cut, but like where Winry is like working and like he's
over her shoulder the whole time.
When you almost got that project done
yet? You almost done there? Oh.
So there is nothing worse. Any job you've ever had, if any of you had a boss who kind of micromanages and is like looking over your shoulder, it's always the worst. I've had it in a few of my jobs that I've had. So, you know, you're just sitting there like, just get out of here.
Get out of here so I can work.
Don't worry, I'll work just fine. It'll get done. It'll get done perfectly, which obviously Winfrey did. And then it was nice getting introduced to the Crystal Alchemist, and I love that Armstrong, when they're getting back on the plane, is like, hey, or plane back on the train, what are you going to say about, you know, not meeting the doctor? He's like, I just met a simple town doctor.
Yep.
I don't think that's that important.
Nope.
So it must mean that also to him that he meant a lot to Armstrong as well. So that was great getting introduced to him, and then finding out that the Flowers of Stone might not just be a stone. It could be whatever. So I can't wait to get back to the library, and now that I'm sure Lust has gathered the same information, so now it's going to be a race. I think it'll be a race for them to try and get back to it. So I can't wait for the next episode. It's going to be a good one, I think.
Yeah, I was hoping they were going to revisit Scar and that storyline a little bit, but look, we're early on into the series, so I'm not in any rush to get more answers. And this was a fun episode. We got to see a lot of levity here. Obviously, some seriousness with the discussion with Marco, and you know, and learning the research that he was doing. I mean, you know, the recruiting of a bunch of alchemists for a war,
just take people out
of their powers, is pretty rough, right? Mm-hmm. And at some point, and I mean, look, you got to wonder. And I don't know how, you know, the tone that the writers necessarily took with this, but there's a lot of people throughout history that they like to say, well, we were just following orders. But for a lot of the people just following orders, it weighed very heavily on their conscience. And at some point, it just became too much and they had to step away. But in any regard, so Marco's character was a very interesting introduction here. Willing to help, but not like too much, which is interesting. It was like, here's where you can learn more, but he wanted to stay out of it. But being the only doctor in a small town, that was an important job for him. They made that clear. You know, I was hoping that we were going to get, not that there was anything wrong with Al's arm and leg and in Ed's setup, but I was hoping, you know, maybe we'd get some sort of upgrade. Look, I know it's not Iron Man, so I know that alchemy is something completely different. So having a more teched out arm or a more teched out leg doesn't necessarily mean
matter
that the alchemy is going to be more powerful, but maybe he could have used it for, I don't know, something. But yeah, it was a fun episode, you know, learning a little bit more about their background. You know, learning or just seeing Al still get mad about like the little stuff, you know. I think we saw a new face here today. It looked like reminded me of the old Terrence and Phillip face.
Yeah, or just came out of the side.
Split face, yeah. So that was fun. But yeah, this was a good episode. Again, some much needed lightheartedness and levity after the last 2 episodes, especially episode 4. So great show, another great episode, and just looking forward to see what happens when they get back to Central. They got a big library to dig through to find more out about the Philosopher's Stone.
Well, and I like these episodes too when they kind of split off with, you know, whether it's Hawkeye or Mustang or Armstrong. I kind of like when they give us one of those characters with Ed and Al, because it allows them to kind of develop a little bit. Absolutely. And it helps the other alchemists to kind of stand out from one another a little bit. As a new viewer, you know, you're hit with, you know, 6, 7, 8 characters, and you want to kind of see how they each get their own personalities. So I hope going forward that we have a couple of more episodes where somebody different comes with them, allowing, you know, whether, like I said, Hawkeye, Mustang, or whoever else we have, that kind of allows them to be a bigger part of the show and give them a little bit more, so they're not just background characters, at least at this time. But again, it is only episode 6. I'm sure we'll get there.
Well, it's funny you say that too about other characters, because we've seen like Hawkeye has been there for him to help him out. So has Roy. So like they will always be there to help him out, because at the end of the day, they always think the same thing. Like even when they met, you know, the doctor, he was just like, wait, a kid? He knows how to do alchemy? Like it blows their mind. So I think for a lot of them, I mean, they want to make sure he's taken care of, because, you know, at the end of the day, he is just a child. So it's like you don't want anything to happen to him, let alone any of the alchemists, you know, that are a part of the Brotherhood. But you don't want anything to happen to him because he's younger, so it'd be that much more impactful to you. That's why I think they all rallied around him last episode with Scar, because they're like, well, he's not after us. Who is he after? Well, we know who he's after. He's after Ed and Al. So.
Well, and Ed's ceiling is so high because he's what he's able to do now as a kid. What's going to happen in 30 years? How much more powerful could he be? You know, with what he's going to learn, and you know, if he does find a Philosopher's Stone, that he can put that to use.
Well, because everyone knows knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
The more you know. Look, this has been a lot of fun. This was a nice like levity-driven episode that we needed after the last couple. So this was a lot of fun. Hopefully y'all are enjoying it as much as we are. So for Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.